since the Roof Maxx product has been installed, you know, we just had Hurricane Ian here, and we didn't even lose one shingle. And this roof is 20 years old. I'm sure there's roofs that's been installed, you know, recently, and they've lost shingles.
And the home inspector, Wayne, suggested 4 years ago that it be replaced.
That's correct.
In Florida, a shingle 35 years ago was going, even up until the early 2000s, they were lasting for 25 years.
Correct, but not anymore. That's over. You install a new shingle roof here in South Florida or in the middle of the state of Florida, they're lasting hopefully 12 to 15 years.
Yeah, yeah. Just because less asphalt means less oil, just like a road, just like the cracks in the road,
Correct.
right? When the oil bakes out,
it dries up,
can't contract and expand.
And it gets brittle.
Yep, the granules start to shed off, the
Correct.
coating,
Correct.
which is the sunblock for the shingles.
Correct. The way I look at a Roof Maxx product is really it's a moisturizer for your shingle roof.
Yeah, great
For
way to
those dry out shingles that are dry, you apply the Roof Maxx product and it makes them more pliable again, more flexible.
Yes.
What happens, you know, during a hurricane, when the wind, you know, hits the roof, you know, and it's brittle, it's going to fly off. But if it's moist, you know, it's going to stay on the roof.
Yeah, yeah, helps the shingles. And also the sealant strips underneath.
Correct.
Our product is falling down into the shingle, and it's also making its way to the sealant strips that actually glue the roof together.
Correct.
And reactivating those.
Correct.
And helping to strengthen that roof.
So it doesn't come apart.
It's a maintenance product. It's just to make that roof flexible. If a roof is flexible like it is when it originally comes out of the package, it has a better chance of standing up to a hurricane or hail.
And the wind also.
Yeah.
That's the main thing here in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, there were new roofs that failed in Fort Myers. I mean, it was almost a Category 5 when it made landfall.
Correct.
So even brand new roofs can fail.
And keep in mind, these older roofs that are 20 years old, like this house here, the shingles were much thicker. You know, so they lasted longer. When I bought this house in 2019, my home inspector, his name is Wayne Collier. He does a lot of inspections in the Highlands County area, which includes Sebring. He goes, James, this roof is shot. It's 20 years old. It's dry. It's brittle. And he recommended I replace the roof. But there was no way I was going to replace a roof that's not leaking. It just didn't make sense to me. Right. And that's where I found Roof Maxx online.
Here we are almost 5 years later. We've done tens of thousands of roofs. We're just over 70 million square feet applied at this point. And there's still skepticism, and I get it, right? It's still a new thing within the roofing industry, or for property owners, right? For property maintenance.
Correct.
What was your thought when you first heard about the product compared to when you then came out and saw the difference? What was your first thought? Obviously you are a kind of a new adopter mentality.
Correct.
Or you wouldn't, you know, a lot of people are just like, I'm gonna wait for somebody else to figure that one out.
You know something?
You must be open to new technology.
No, absolutely. New technology. As a Florida licensed home inspector, you know, I'm into the technology. During an inspection, you know, when roofs are older, you know, clients always ask us, James, what can we do? We don't have the money to replace this roof. Yeah. This is an alternative. This really works, especially when the roof is not leaking. You know, this makes the roof more pliable, more flexible. So when there's a windstorm or a hurricane coming through, it's not going to blow off those dry shingles anymore.
After the treatment.
Correct.
You went on the roof, you and all the inspectors,
Yes.
that was kind of part of the Roof Maxx challenge.
Correct.
And you were bending the shingles and they were cracking.
Correct.
And then we treated the roof.
Correct.
And I think they came back, everybody came back 3 days later, a week later,
Correct.
whatever it was. And I remember we had a video clip of you on the roof saying, this is unbelievable. This is the way a shingle's supposed to feel.
Amazing. This shingle was completely dry, easy torn and brittle, flexible. This product works.
I inspected this roof about 6 months ago, and I didn't have much hope for it, but after seeing this and seeing how it's restored flexibility to the shingles, then I'm convinced to give it 5 more years.
Also, Mike, as a property owner, I own a lot of investments here in Sebring, Florida, Miami, and Claremont, Florida, throughout the state of Florida. I wanted an alternative. I wasn't going to replace a roof like this if it wasn't leaking. It just didn't make sense. Me as a state licensed home inspector in Florida, and also as a landlord, as an investor, I'm not going to start replacing these roofs if they don't need to be replaced. This is the alternative, especially when the roofs are not leaking. You know, going back to when I found Roof Maxx, you know, I saw the Ohio study.
Oh, the Ohio State University?
Yeah, and I was convinced if a university puts their name on a piece of paper, If it's good enough for me as a Florida licensed home inspector, it's going to be good enough for them. I wouldn't put my name or my reputation behind a product that I thought wasn't going to work for the consumer. It works for me as an investor. I own a lot of properties throughout the state of Florida. I use it. There's no reason for me to replace a good roof that doesn't leak. I believe in the product and I recommend it to everyone.